This is Chapter 2 for Excel, Formulas, Functions, and Formatting. In this chapter, we will be using formulas, using the keyboard and the point method. We will be applying the average, max, and min functions. We will be verifying a formula, applying a theme, applying a date theme, and add conditional formatting. We'll change the column width and row height, check the spelling, set margins, headers, and footers, and preview and print the worksheet. This shows you what the worksheet is going to look like when we finish. We are going to be doing a biweekly payroll report for the Mobile Masses store. We will have a column for our employees, their hire date, the number of dependents they have, how many hours they worked during this pay period, their hourly pay rate, their gross pay, their federal tax withheld, state tax withheld, the net pay, and the total tax percent that is withheld for all of their taxes. We are going to be entering all the data for all of our employees. We will also be finding the totals and the average, the highest, and the lowest. So if you go ahead and open up a blank workbook sheet in Excel, we will start in cell A1 where we're going to be typing the title, which is going to be the Mobile Masses store. If I type faster than you do, all you have to do is hit pause and then hit play whenever you have caught up. Press enter. We're going to go to cell A2 and type our subtitle, which will be Biweekly Payroll Report. And press enter. You notice whenever I type this, this is only located in cell A2. However, it overlaps into columns B and C, but we have only typed in the one cell. We're going to go down to cell A3 and we're going to start typing in our column titles. The first one will be employee. We will press the right arrow, which will take us to cell B3. And in that one, we're going to type hire date. We will right arrow over. In cell C3, we will type dependents. Right arrow over. In cell D3, we are going to type hours worked. However, we want hours worked to take up 2 lines so that it's not necessarily making our column so wide, but we want it all to remain in cell D3. So the way to do that is type your first word, which is hours. And then we're going to press Alt-Enter, which is going to make it look like we went down below hours, and we're going to type worked. When you press Enter, you will notice that it adjusts our row height and moved hours up so that worked is at the bottom of the cell. In cell E3, we're going to do the same thing. This time we're going to type hourly, Alt-Enter, pay rate, and enter. We will go over to F3, gross pay. G3 will be federal tax. H3 will be state tax. I3 will be net pay. And J3 will be tax space percent sign. And those are all of our column headings. You'll notice that not all of them are showing up. We will work on the formatting later to adjust for that. And now we're ready to type in our employees and all of their data. We are going to type the employees beginning with their last name. The first one is Emily Charvette, and we are typing her last name first, comma, and then her first name. We will arrow over. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my column width here so that you can see their full names, so it doesn't cover it up. You can do that now or you can do that later. It doesn't matter. Her hire date, she was hired on March 3rd of 09. So all we're going to do is type 3/3/09. 3/3/09. And when we arrow over, it's going to change it from 09 to 2009. For her dependents, this is how many dependents or children she's going to be claiming on her taxes. She has 1. Hours worked, she worked 65.25 hours during this pay period. And she makes $20.50. When you type the $20.50, you'll notice that the last 0 falls off because Excel does not realize that this is supposed to be a dollar amount at this point, and so it's just rounding off and taking off the 0. Okay, we're going to go ahead and enter the data for the rest of our employees. You can actually enter it right from this table here if that makes it easier for you. We have all of our employees, all their hire dates, dependents, hours worked, and their hourly pay rate. So go ahead and type all that data in. Because we're also going to be finding the totals, the average and highest, we're going to go ahead and type those in now. So if you click in cell A13, right underneath of James, go ahead and type totals, enter average, enter highest, and lowest. So we have our spreadsheet completely set up. At this point, we're going to go ahead and set our document properties. So go to File, Properties, and Show Document Panel. Make sure your name is the author. We're going to add the title as Mobile Masses Store. Subject will be Payroll Report. Keywords, we're going to add mobile and payroll. And then we'll go ahead and leave everything else blank. When you do these on your own, if your book does not specify what to put in the document properties, just make sure your name is the author and you can fill in whatever else you think makes sense. Okay, we'll go ahead and close that and we're going to save it. Be sure you save it somewhere where you can find it later. A good place to save it is just into your documents, or if you're working on a public computer that you're not always at, you can go ahead and save it to the public drive or to a jump drive. We're going to name this EX2 Mobile Masses Payroll and add your initials after the name. Hit save. And from there we will stop. The next video will be on entering the formulas.